Hello and welcome back to Bay City Chronicles, everybody. I am your GM, TGE, and we are here with three-fifths of the normal player crew, and at least one of them has lost their mind. As you can see here, I don't have any control over what's happening or what's going on, although I'm pretty sure someone here lost the fantasy football bet. Speaking of that, we have Huffing and Puffing, Chameleon Ice. We have got OPT Lawyer, who has lost his sheep. And Norestra is currently on his way to Grandma's house. And as I said, I am your GM, TGE.
Why did I lose my sheep? Wait a second, that makes no sense.
Why, Grandma? What big teeth you have?
What would you prefer your fairy tale to be? Would you rather have been Little Boy Blue blowing his horn?
That was my guess.
Just saying.
Okay, so last time on Next Gen, it was pretty much Drake's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. We started off with the entire crew. That would be Alex and Charlie and Maverick and Mrs. Stanton and Gigi and her dad and Hunter and Ven, all at the pizza place discussing everything.
All right, I forgot Mom was there.
Yes, everybody was there, except for Drake, who you had all walked out on in Gianna's living room. Drake, trying to put the pieces back together of what was left, wandered back to his old stomping ground in the Whisper Glade section of town. Tried to go back to the old gang he used to lead, the Whispers, where he ran into their new leader and his old rival, Badru, who basically kicked his butt with one punch. After all of this, you guys decided to go figure out to try and find where Drake was. You eventually ended up back in the Whisper Glade, where Gianna and Alex ran into one of Gianna's old acquaintances from school, a nerdy girl by the name of Myrtle, who had much more confidence than you were used to seeing her with, but still told you to go check the Whisper hideout.
Aww.
There was no Drake, but inside the warehouse that was used as their hideout, you found a makeshift cardboard iron throne where Badru was sitting upon it. Badru, while not offering to tell you what actually was going on, did tell you that he did in fact punch Drake in the face and that he was no longer there. Basically told you that he was only giving you this information because of Gianna's mom. At that point, you got a text from Hilbert saying, quote, "I have your idiot." Meanwhile, Drake woke up in the spare room in Hilbert's house, where Hilbert basically read him the riot act about needing to be a hero and the right way to prove how that happens. At this point, Drake was reunited with Gianna and Alex and a Charlie who showed up as well. Went to cross the street to the nondescript house where Drake and Maverick live, and Drake acquired the Dragon's Tear. Using it, he broke the mask that was Horror Show, and in doing so, shattered the Dragon Tear as well. In addition to this, at the pizza parlor, Charlie had mentioned that Lord Tiberius mentioned that Dreamweaver had two children. Drake saw the resemblance in Hilbert and Gianna, put them in front of a mirror, and when he did, everyone's favorite giant bird, Castor the Crow, and the ebony-haired boy appeared in the mirror, offering to take you into the dreaming to rescue Chase Cassidy, who, according to Lord Tiberius, is being held in the nightmare. You went through the mirror, and that's where we left. Before we get started, though, on the cover, the small symbol of the dragon chasing its tail that has been in the lower right-hand corner is now firmly emblazoned across the entire cover. Encircled inside the center of the dragon is Drake, staring into 4 different mirrors. And in each of these mirrors, he slowly is seeing his 4 companions from the dreaming. Gianna, Hilbert, Alex, and Charlie, all sort of slowly fading away with fear on their faces. This is the indication that we are at the start of the Chasing the Dragon event, And this is part 1, The Man Who Would Be Kaiser. But this is not the only cover that we have here for the Chasing the Dragon event. There are several variant covers for this first issue. The first of which is the same Chasing the Dragon circle emblazoned in the cover. And instead of seeing Drake inside staring at these reflections, instead you see Gianna, fully dressed in the Dreamweaver outfit, sitting on the throne of the dreaming. In the second variant cover, instead of Gianna inside the dragon, you see Alex sitting in a school classroom, looking out the window at an obvious superhero fight with distress on his face. In the third and final variant cover, you see Drake standing there with the broken pieces of the dragon's tear in his hand, resolve in his eyes, and shattered bits of the horror show mask all around him on the ground. We open up the comic to the first page, and it's the same scene we left on last time. Gianna, Drake, Alex, Hilbert, and Charlie all standing out over the dreaming, looking into the corner where the dark swirling mass of the nightmare resides.
Oh my.
What do you do?
So Charlie, being the person that he is going to look over all that and is like, you know, I can tell you right now, this place wouldn't really get a good price on the market for real estate, let me tell you.
It's a fixer-up.
It's not even that, man. You got no oceanfront.
The location's bad, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not great.
Who would buy it?
There are people, I'm sure.
On this week's episode of House Hunters.
Yes.
Oh boy.
In any case, that's the nightmare over there. And that means Chase Cassidy's inside of it. Do you think he's going to be happy to see us?
I doubt he'll be happy to see me.
Well, if we free him, I'm sure he'll be happy because this is a nightmare.
He trapped here, or did he choose to come here?
You know, I don't actually know the answer to that.
Charlie would know based on what Tiberius was saying. He did not come to the nightmare by choice.
That's right.
Nobody goes to the nightmare willingly.
Right.
Okay.
So, mending that, Charlie says, well, no, I don't think he came here by choice at all. If I'm going to trust anything that insane, wild, stupid old man says. Kitty.
Well, then yeah, we should probably go rescue him. It's the right thing to do.
I know. It's just, I didn't actually imagine I'd be here to rescue myself.
I thought that was the entire point.
No, the entire point was just for me not to become me. Or him. Whatever. The whole point of me being here was for I wouldn't be me. And now suddenly I'm rescuing me because I got caught up in I don't even know what.
Hilbert looks over at you. I don't know anything you just said, but my head hurts.
He looks out at Hilbert like, oh, hi, my name is Charlie Alexander Cassidy.
So you said you're trying to rescue you, which means you're Chase Cassidy from the past?
1996 to be exact.
He still has the same punchable face.
God,
Yeah.
you're so old.
Yeah,
Now he's not.
16.
He's from 96. He's so old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we
He
did
didn't-
just teach him how to use his phone.
He didn't know what a DVD.
No, you guys didn't. Alex did. He points over at Alex.
Well, wait. Well, hold on. Does that mean you know how to? Does that mean you know how to get the VCR clock to stop blinking?
Yes, that I know.
He's a wizard!
He is a wizard. He time traveled, and he's so cool.
Wait, now that I think about it, how did you get here again? To the present?
Some lady, kind of, mystical lady kind of grabbed me and told me that this had to happen, put me on the path, something like that, and now I'm here. It's been a while.
Oh, the Crescent Moon Lady.
I don't even think that was her.
No.
I don't remember her name.
Lady Luna.
Was that her? I thought someone else.
There's Lady Luna.
Yeah, I thought Lady Luna was like the opposite of her. Player
No.
speaking. Okay.
Hmm.
I thought it was the same guy that, the same woman that, like, took Ben to have his powers or something.
I mean, if we want to cross-pollinate the games, yes and no.
Well, that's what you told me when we started this.
That's because that's what she wanted you to think she was.
Oh, okay. Fair. That's fair. I honestly had no idea otherwise.
So yes, again, you guys are standing on this precipice overlooking the dreaming. You see the dark corner that Castor has pointed out. That is the nightmare. This dark, swirling mist of energy huddled up in the deepest corner of the dreaming. So you've had this conversation. You're sitting out there staring at Gianna and Drake and Alex. You've all been here before.
Mhm.
It's still the same sort of greens and yellows and blacks and blues that you remember, although it looks a little less colorful than it did last time, as if the colors are fading.
So Alex looks around like, Gianna,
What?
why are the colors fading away?
She actually looks around. She kind of shudders. It's like, I don't know, but if I had to guess, it's probably something to do with my mother and where she's trying to go.
It's probably not good.
John actually reached up for a poof to make sure Chibi's here.
Alex
How do you
looks,
feel about being back home, Chibi?
He points to he points up to the dreaming, shakes his head no, points to your poof and shakes his head yes.
Aww.
The
That's how I
poof is
feel
home.
too.
yeah, the poof is home.
It is a better home than this.
He dives into the poof. You can feel him swimming around. You can feel it feels like he's swimming in a location that's a lot bigger than your poof should be.
So there's poof space now instead of hammer space.
Basically, Chibi has turned his poof into it's a poof of holding.
It's a poof of holding.
Wow.
Then he pops back up with a sleeve of Ritz crackers and starts handing them out.
It's a poof of holding.
Yep. It's a poof of holding. That was something that was said. I'm going to clip that at the end of tonight. Somebody remind me, please.
On it. And that's the craziest thing that's happened so far.
Just so you know, we are 13 minutes into this recording. Just so you know.
Okay, you're telling me that Gianna having a poof of holding is the craziest thing we've done today, when in one of the offline games we do, the Score Bunny has access to a dimension of hats.
You said today.
You said one today.
Just today.
Two, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to point that out. So yes, the Chibi is handing out Ritz crackers to everybody.
I was kind of hungry. Thanks, Chibi.
Just make sure you clean up in there when you're done.
You got any peanut butter?
No. He dives back in, starts swimming around. You can
Not
clearly
my
tell
hair.
he's doing the breaststroke. You see a hand pop up, and he swings back out, and he hands you a jar of chunky peanut butter.
Ooh, chunky. Good choice.
And then to respond to make sure you clean up, Chibi goes, mm-hmm. And he jumps out of the poof, jumps on your head, and just shakes your poof, and crumbs fall out of it.
Oh, that's awful.
I'm just thinking of something now. Hold on. When Gigi showers and washes her hair, you know what? That's probably a paradox we shouldn't get into.
We get a flash cut to just inside the poof with the water coming in and Chibi, Chibi with a pair of swim goggles on and a back brush just scrubbing his back.
Absolutely what I pictured too. Me too. 100%.
Yep.
With that in mind,
We've crashed the show.
We should probably make our way over to the nightmare before Jimmy finds anything else in my hair.
We get the
What
clip.
else would be in? Let's go.
Alex was like, I don't want to know. Let's.
You look over and suddenly Chibi is holding the noisy cricket.
Oh, that's where I kept that.
Don't point that at me.
Because Vincent did give you the noisy cricket.
Oh yeah, we kept it. We kept it.
Rails? What rails? Where we're going, we don't need rails. Okay.
But you are right. We should get moving.
Gianna actually kind of reaches out and she says, last time we were here, I think right on Mr. Moth made things a little bit easier for us. I don't want us to get separated, so.
No.
So she summons up Mr. Moth, and since this is kind of where they come from, I suspect Mr. Moth just kind of easily materializes here, or he actually just kind of appears.
He does neither.
Neither. Oh dear.
He flies in from off panel. Because again, this is where he's from, so he just sort of flies in.
That's right. Yeah, so he just kind of dives while he's in.
Mm-hmm. Tips the hat. Makes a special notice to tip the hat to Hilbert, who was also wearing a similar hat.
Right.
Even though his is a fedora with wolf ears. So, you start flying. And as you get there, the dark corner of the dreaming that's known as the nightmare is one that is never willingly visited, even by those who inhabit the dreaming. An endless void of darkness swirls throughout the nightmare, and troubled and tortured screams can be heard coming from within the void as you approach. As you approach it, the nightmare looks like a hurricane of deep darkness has stalled in the corner of the dreaming, as it continuously reverberates with the cries of the tortured souls within. Among the screams and cries for help, however, you hear one that you recognize. Chase Cassidy, crying, begging for it to stop, sounding more vulnerable than you've ever heard him. His cries quickly get drowned out by the even more tortured wailing and a cacophony of screams. What do you do?
We have to find him.
So Alex has got like wide eyes, like, oh my gosh, and Charlie's just like, okay. What did I get myself into?
I'm not going to be any use to y'all in here.
Why's that?
I don't have my powers.
Stop saying that. You're fine. You have a brain. You've used it many. You have a brain.
Hilbert looks at you. I don't have any powers and I'm here.
There, see?
But Hilbert, you were able to call up that creature, right?
I didn't know I was doing that.
Right, but now that you're here, maybe that'll come more naturally to you.
Maybe? I don't know. I mean, that sounds scary. I don't even know why I'm in here.
Oh, no. It's all right. I mean, look at Mr. Moth here. Like, this is fine. These are our friends.
Regardless, we have to keep our wits about us because I fear that it'll be easy to succumb to the nightmare ourselves.
Can we not use the word fear?
It's probably a bad idea.
Yes.
Now, Charlie, can you pick out where Chase's voice is coming from?
So Charlie kind of like, he's a bit of a side. He kind of closes his eyes and tries to open his ears up. And since sounds kind of his thing, I don't know how well that's going to work or not. But
go ahead and unleash your powers.
Oh, cool! I can do a thing.
You can.
Oh God. Well, okay, good. I'm not hopeless. It's just a flat D20 here.
No, it's 2d6.
Or that's what I meant.
D20 is a different game.
Yep.
A whole new set of rules.
Hey!
Nice.
You definitely think you can pinpoint where he is, and like I described, it's kind of like a hurricane. So you can he's sort of like at the back end right now. If you wait like another half minute or so, you're pretty sure wherever he is will swirl back in front of you.
There he is. In the hurricane.
Well, no. Yeah.
What's going on?
Are we going to rock him like the hurricane?
Yes.
Here I am. Chibi pops out of the poof in a full, like, rock band coat with a guitar.
Chibi, between being a lawyer and a rock star, when do you have time to do anything else?
Alex looks back. When doesn't he have time? He's got nothing but time. He probably has more time than, like, we do. As in, like, he probably knows how to, like, slow time wherever he goes. Like, can't? Okay. Figured your pocket dimension, like, was different time. Oh.
What word?
He looks at you and goes, and he makes a gesture, like a fast gesture.
Oh, you're just really fast. No.
Time moves faster?
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yes.
No. He jumps back into the poof and comes up with a comically large thing of Fun Dip, implying that's how he makes time go faster.
I thought you said you weren't going to give him sugar anymore, Gianna.
I didn't give it to him.
Oh, okay. Well, you know.
You look on the bottom, property of Hunter Barlow.
I just thought like hunters. I knew it.
It's totally hunters.
We smash cut to Hunter. Where's my comically large bucket of Fun Dip? Van, where's the Fun Dip?
Where's my comically large and completely inappropriate?
Yeah, Van just like, I gave it to someone who wouldn't give it to you. You gave away my Fun Dip? Yes, I gave away your Fun Dip. Smash back to the dreaming.
Hunter's going to be really upset about that one.
Yeah.
So, about this point, the crying sounds of Chase Cassidy are whirled in front of you again. What do you do?
Alrighty, let's dive in.
Okay.
Don't worry, Drake.
You dive into the swirling darkness, and that's all you see. And now we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to be cutting around to different individual scenes. So first, Drake. You jump into this darkness, and it feels like you're just caught in this mass, swirling forever. And then finally, you hear the slow of what sounds like hooves approaching. As you open your eyes, you see a sort of pale figure in the distance. Blurry, but there. And the hooves continue. And a pale-looking horse rides up to you with a half-complete blurry figure on its back. It's recognizable, though, immediately, because on the right side of its face is the other half of the mask that you destroyed.
Oh, no. So, game mechanic-wise, Drake is immediately marking afraid.
There. So the figure looks up at you. And here he is. The man who could have had everything. The man who would have been my avatar. Instead, you took my offer and shattered it. There are consequences for such actions.
God, what consequences could you? You're just a figment.
I'm not a figment. I am fear incarnate. And you've come to my world. So, What do you think you see when you come into a place called the Nightmare?
Well, clearly your face, because, it's not nearly as punchable as that other idiot.
Oh, fine. I see this is going to take some work. So why don't we play a little game, shall we? Let's play. How long can you last? And the horse clops its two front feet on the ground. And in front of you, 4 windows sort of appear. And they appear to be viewing windows.
I'll play your game.
Oh, good. Why don't we see what nightmares your friends are suffering through because of you? It didn't have to be this way, Drake, but it is. Let's look through window number 1 to see the moment that Chase Cassidy and his younger self are living through over and over. Or maybe we look at your friend Alex, whose desperate desire to save everybody can't be satiated. Or perhaps we go look at Gianna, who is finally sitting by her mother's side. And then the figure looks and tilts his head. No, none of those. I know which one we're gonna go. We're gonna go to Winter 4.
Who said window 4?
Yeah, the one person who didn't walk out on you when you talked with me. The one person who still believes that you can be a hero. Let's see what's happening there. And the window gets shoved right up into your face, and you see Hilbert. You can't hear what's going on. You just see this look of despair on his face. And he's running around. His face is red. Clearly, he's crying. He's scared. And finally, Fear Incarnate, horror show, turns the volume up. And you just hear, "Well, I thought you were supposed to be a hero. But now, look, it's all your fault. I believed in what you were doing. I believed in you when no one else did." And he drops to his knees and starts to continue to cry. And Horror Show backs the window away from you. First things first, I need you to take a powerful emotional blow.
And this arc's over.
Oh, this is going to be an episode.
What are you choosing?
Anvil drops, party dead.
Yep. And the party dies. Here we go again.
Hope y'all weren't attached to your characters because we're re-rolling.
Hey, I brought a stack of Bard sheets with me. I'm fine.
Yeah, and OPT's fine. He's got 2.
So, this actually makes sense to lose control of what powers I have in a horrible way.
You don't have powers.
Oh, that's right.
Lose control of them.
That is right.
So you can use control of yourself, though, right?
Right.
Yourself or your powers. So yeah, lose control of myself.
Okay. So
it's GM's discretion here.
I know what I want to do. If you have something in mind, I'll let you do it. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead.
Nah, shoot for it.
Okay. So you see this. And as you feel this weight of knowing full well that Hilbert was referring to you, because as he said this, he was looking directly in your eyes. You fall to your knees. And as you do, you see the bottom part of Hilbert start to fade away. You're not losing control of yourself, but you are increasing the ticking clock on your friends. So Horror Show looks at you. I think you're beginning to understand how things work here. Let's check in on another friend, shall we? He snaps his fingers and window 2 pops to you. And this time we are going to go into the nightmare. So, Drake, you're going to be watching everything that's being described here.
Yep.
Alex, you jump into the swirling mist of the nightmare with your friends. Hello, cat.
Hello, kitty.
You get that darkness. And all around you feels like you're swirling for a while. And all of a sudden, you open your eyes. And you're in your bed at home. The smell of pancakes wafting up. What do you do?
So Alex just kind of confusedly sits up on his bed and kind of looks around. You know, he has that look around of like, okay, this is not right, but okay. Kind of gives that air sniff thing, and he stands up.
Chocolate chip pancakes, to be specific.
Oh.
Trying to figure out if Alex would like to. Yeah, he stands up and he kind of does that slow open the door, walk out towards the downstairs towards the kitchen.
Oh.
The true star of the show has arrived.
So you make your way downstairs, and there is your mother in the kitchen cooking pancakes in an apron that looks very much like the one Nora's wearing.
Well, where did you get that? Never mind. What are you
That's the
doing?
Freelies.
What are you doing here? Where am I?
What do you mean, what am I doing here? I live here!
This isn't right. Oh,
What do you mean it isn't right? Oh, because I'm decided on a Saturday morning I was going to make pancakes? That's what's not right?
no. No, it's not that at all. Did I? Oh, maybe I just was. He kind of shakes his head like. He goes to grab his cell phone and check like the date, the time, and his text messages.
Before you do that,
Mhm.
you go into the living room and you notice the TV's on. And
Mhm.
there's a breaking news report. There is a police chase happening downtown. And you look, and the way the cameras are following, they're going to come basically right by where your house is.
Huh. He turns to the living room. Hey, Ma.
Yeah, what's up?
Keep the pancakes warm for me. I gotta go do a thing.
A thing? What do you mean go do a thing?
Didn't we just talk about this?
What are you talking about?
Superhero thing?
Honey, we've been over this. You pretended to be a superhero when you were 7. It doesn't work when you're 16.
Kind of looks down, that head tilt, and immediately looks for his morpher on him.
On your hip.
He pulls it up and holds it. And he looks at it.
No, it's not. It's not there.
Oh, it's not there. Okay, I thought you said it was. I thought you said it was on his hip.
Yeah, no, it's not on your hip.
Not on his. Looks. He feels that, and he's just like, oh. So he kind of does this thing where he like goes over the couch to see if he's like super strong still or anything like that.
The couch is heavy.
Right. He gives a bit of a sigh, like, okay. No wonder nothing felt right. So he looks towards the kitchen. Hey, Ma. Looks like a police chase might be coming by the house.
All the more reason for you to stay inside and eat the pancakes.
I was saying, did you want to come maybe to the window or something?
There's a window here in the kitchen. We can watch while we eat the pancakes.
Fair enough. Alex goes back into the kitchen.
So as you go into the kitchen and I'll put my camera back up here because Kitty decided to go away. You go back into the kitchen to watch this police chase. And you sit down with your short stack of pancakes and you look outside. And it is a police chase, but not what was the one that was shown on the news. You see a car and you see it ram into a tree. And it's a car that you recognize. It was your dad's car. And this scene is eerily familiar to the pictures you were shown of your dad's accident. And deep in the back of your mind, you know that if you just had your morpher, you could have saved him.
So he does that thing where he's staring out the window for a moment at this, and then just without any abandon, he just runs out the door towards the car.
You run out the door, and you appear back in your bedroom, and you smell chocolate chip pancakes. Honey, you awake? The pancakes are almost ready!
Didn't we just do that, Mom?
What do you mean, just do it? You've been sleeping. You just woke up.
Alex kind of does the thing where he looks around, goes downstairs, immediately goes to the TV and flips on the news.
It's the same news,
right.
The same police chase.
He looks outside and...
Okay. This time, you look outside. And now, we have a move to roll.
Okay.
When you gaze into the endless void of your nightmare, roll plus the label the GM tells you to. In this case, you are going to roll plus mundane.
Oh. Thinking if I want to do something first. There's no reason to. I can't think of a story reason to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. On a hit, you've begun to realize that you're in a nightmare. On a 10 plus, choose 1. On a 7 to 9, mark a condition to choose 1. Take +1 forward the next time you roll this move and hold 1. Mark a condition to spend this hold like it is team when another teammate uses this move. Or, your friends and your resolve break you out of your nightmare. You may only choose this if at least one teammate has spent hold to help you with this move.
That seems really confusing. Thank you.
You know I always read it first then show you.
Yeah, but... this is going to take me a bit.
Basically, the concept of the move is you have to roll it at least twice. One to get the hold, and then a second time with a teammate helping you to break out.
Okay.
Is the gist of it.
Okay. Fine, so, yeah. Alright,
so welcome to Groundhog Day.
Right. Okay, so... mark a condition and take this one hold, or...
Yep, mark a
Wait,
condition.
So you get 4 plus 1 forward and a hold?
Yes, you get +1 forward and the hold. So next time you remove, you get the +1 forward. And you get the hold to help somebody else.
Gotcha.
I figured because there were so much conditions going on, I needed to make it.
Yeah. Might be insecure. It'd be probably a good idea.
Okay. So you see this. You have this hold. And before we continue on with you, the channel is going to change for you, Drake.
Make it stop. That's awful. You're torturing him.
I'm not doing anything. I'm simply showing you what you've done to them. This is your fault. I gave you a gift, and you destroyed it.
But I didn't...
You didn't what?
I didn't cause that accident.
No, you didn't. But you're causing him to relive it. Just like you're causing Gianna to live this. And he changes the channel. Gianna! You enter in through the dark mists. And again, it feels like you're swirling and swirling. And finally, you sort of start to like doze awake, and you hear this. You do realize that it's inappropriate to fall asleep when you're in your throne, honey.
I'm
And
sorry.
you wake up and you're sitting in what would akin to be the throne of a princess, sitting next to Minerva Robinson, aka Dreamweaver, your mother, who is sitting on an elegant throne that you've seen her on before. But this one is not in the dreaming. This one is clearly back in the real world. Clearly,
Mom?
basically sitting at the apex of a mountain, one you don't recognize. Yes,
Mom?
honey.
She hops off of the throne. She kind of like looks around real quick. She's, but Mom, no! You gotta get Drake his powers back, and you gotta get Chiz Cassidy out of the nightmare now.
Honey, we've been over this before. I can't give powers back to someone who no longer exists.
No longer exists. What do you mean? Drake exists.
No. You see, you wouldn't listen, so I had Oubliette delete Drake, and at that point you agreed. You're now my princess, and we own the world.
She kind of looks down. She tries to like think back. I don't remember that happening.
You say this every time, like it will convince me that you're here against your will. But you are the reason that the rest of your friends are still here. Would you like me to show you?
Yeah.
She rings a little bell, and a door opens in the side of the mountain. And coming out, looking ragged in torn clothes, carrying a tray of what appears to be water, is Hunter. And as he walks out, he can't even meet your gaze. He just looks disgusted.
Hunter, when did you get here?
Honey, don't talk to the help. They
That's
don't
not their
deserve
help.
it.
He's my friend. He's my boyfriend, I think.
Well, he might have been in a different time and a different life, but do you really think I would let anyone like this date my daughter?
She looks over at Hunter. But he wasn't like this before. What did you do to him?
I did nothing. You told me you wanted them to be safe and saved. So I did. I made sure your friends were safe.
But this isn't safe. That's not his home. And where are we? Are we still in the dreaming?
The dreaming, the dragon realms, and material world are all one. We sit atop the dreaming palace, the tallest location in the world, and we rule over it. Thanks to you joining with me.
No, I would never want to join with you. This is wrong.
Is it wrong to give up on an offer of power so graciously given? Is that wrong to destroy that?
But I don't want power.
No, you didn't.
I
You
don't.
wanted your friends. And that's what I gave you. Your friends. In exchange for my daughter ruling by my side. Of course, they don't know that. They think you turned on them, and because of you, their world is in shambles.
What? No, Hunter, I wouldn't do that.
You finally get a chance to look at him, and his eyes are glazed over and his face looks hollow.
Oh, dear.
Drake, while watching this, you see this too.
Drake pulls off the apron and the hat from the previous scene that not the horror show threw on him. Did you really have to dress me up?
What can I say? I like a good bit of ambiance. Anyway, this is just getting good. This is my favorite part. The part where Minerva blames everything on Gianna, who is then going to realize it's all your fault, Drake. And Gianna, in your head, you hear this whisper that says, "This is all because of Drake. He brought this upon you."
And she starts just kind of like looking down and thinking, it's like, but why did Drake do that in the first place?
And Dreamweaver looks at you. Well, he simply was the one who got in the way, which is why he did that. He stood in front, so he's the one who disappeared. And
Did he
that's because
stand in
you
front?
wouldn't. It's because you wouldn't listen.
But that's my fault.
Your fault your friend isn't here. Or his fault that you're in this predicament. And the rest of your friends, well, can you even call them that anymore? Although they blame you.
I put Drake in danger.
What did you think was going to happen? Bringing two unpowered individuals into my realm. Lucky for you, the other one was someone who I wasn't going to kill.
The other one, Hilbert. Is Hilbert okay?
He's fine. For now. I wouldn't kill him. But until he gets his powers back, he's of no use to me.
Of use to you? Wait. Mom, who is...
Who is he? That's simple. Just another one of your friends you failed, my dear.
She just kind of looks down and starts shaking her head. Oh, I didn't fail. I can fix this.
How can you fix this? Explain to me how you possibly could fix all of this.
And she kind of whips around with like tears in her eyes, kind of balling up her fists. By defeating you.
Highly unlikely, my dear. And Drake, back to you real quick. When she said, "How do you plan to stop this?" it looked like she was looking through Gianna and talking straight to you.
Drake's fists are balled up right now. And he's going to turn and immediately try to punch Horseshoe in the face.
Well, you have no powers. And this is a half-spectral figure on a pale horse. There is no face to punch. It's basically like punching a ghost.
Oh no. He's figured out our weakness. He has no face to punch.
Well, keep in mind, this isn't stage fright. This isn't the Mask of Horror show on stage fright.
No, but
Drake is so real quick.
Drake is so angry he's doing this.
In my NPC thing, I will tell you right now, the name of this is Horror Show. Fear Incarnate.
Ooh. That's a 5-star variant to get the gotcha game.
Basically, yes. This is the 5 ability variant. So we go back to Gianna. You and your friends couldn't defeat me at full power. What makes you think you can do it alone?
I'm not alone. I'm never alone. And she tries to summon up her friends.
Oh, they show up.
Yes.
They show up at your mother's side, all demonically twisted. And finally, out from behind your mother's throne, you see this little creature who from the back still looks like Chibi Capra, but slowly climbs up onto your mother's arm, sits on her shoulder, and turns and faces you. And the normally little adorable face has been replaced with sharp fangs, sharp features, and blood-red evil eyes.
Not Capra.
And Gianna, as you look deep into those eyes of Chibi, you're gazing into an endless void of your nightmare. So, in this situation, I need you to roll mundane.
Oh dear. Alrighty.
All right, same things apply.
Alrighty. I mean, clearly the first one.
Yeah, it has to be the first. The first time, it has to be the first one.
Absolutely. So yeah, she'll take a condition for that, and she's going to mark afraid, but it's begin to realize it's a nightmare, but she's still afraid.
Yeah, this is probably the scariest thing for her.
Absolutely.
So, Alex and Gianna, as you're both looking out into this void, you catch a quick glimpse. Gianna, you're staring into the eyes of Chibi Cabra, and for a brief minute you think you see Alex. Alex, you're staring out the window, and for the briefest of moments, you're not sure if you see a face, but you definitely see a poof. Drake.
It's like the mirror's just too low.
Yes.
It's a bit too high.
It's like, yeah, it's like this. It's like, nope, all we see is the hair.
Yep.
Can you get this in focus, Horseshoe? Drake's tapping on the window. Can you get this thing in focus? It's not working.
Where's the tracking on this thing?
So, we go back to Drake, and Horseshoe looks. Look at the pain and anguish your friends are going through. Alex, powerless to help his father, missing the one thing he could use to help. Gianna, alone at the top of the world, with everyone she held dear, missing or against her. Hilbert, lost, angry and sad at the one person he considered a friend, the one person he poured his heart out to, betrayed him. What about your friend Charlie? And in the case of Charlie, Chase as well. because their nightmare is the same.
Just get it over with.
So we go into... OBT, if you don't mind, I'm just going to do the narration on this one.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So you switch the first TV, and it's actually a scene you guys have seen before. Because when you went to the tree and saw the scene of when your dad was running the team, and there was Dreamweaver and Reverb and the Ally, you've seen this scene in the reflection pool of Lady Luna, where Reverb's ally gets killed in a fight. And you see the scene being replayed over and over again. And the reason it's the nightmare for Chase Cassidy is obvious. His friend he couldn't save. The reason it's the nightmare for Charlie is this is the point where he turned into Chase Cassidy, who he's trying to not become. To see this point replayed over and over again with no way of helping, with no way of preventing what he became and reliving why he became it. Horror Show looks over at you, Drake. That one. Oh, that one's the tastiest for me because I get 2 for the price of 1. And as he breathes in deep, you can see his body start to get a little more corporeal than it was before. Whoa. Having so many people so close speeds up the process. And you, my friend, oh, you are the best.
Clearly, I'm not.
Well,
And what do you want from me?
exactly what I'm getting. Initially, I gave you the offer, the chance to be my avatar, to take the power I was collecting and to spread it to your world. But now that you're here, I want you to do exactly what you're doing. To look at the windows in front of you, to gaze upon the failures that you've wrought, and to know that all the suffering your friends are going through is because of you.
Drake is just staring at the 4 mirrors in tears.
Which one do we want to go back to? I know. He shifts over to mirror 4 again. What do you think you did to him that's causing him this much pain? Do you want to see what you did?
Even if I don't want to, you're going to show me.
I don't have to show you this one. I can show you Alex. I can show you Gianna. I can go back and show you Chase. Or Charlie. All of this is because of you. Because you didn't understand the gift you had been given. And instead you opted to destroy it. So this is because choices. And we zoom back into Mirror 4. And this time, you're standing there watching a ghostly apparition with the creepy, ghostly hand of horror show fear incarnate on your shoulder, watching. And we're back at the game show for Cape Actually. And the mask is in your hand. And you put it on your face. And everything plays out exactly the same. Except you don't take the mask off. And as you turn around from trying to apologize, a sinister smile comes across your face. You fly off, and the scene changes. You're down, back in the Whisper Glade. You're in the alleyway where you found Badru and the Whispers. But they're not all punching you out. No, every single one of them is on the ground, eyes wide, skin pale, frozen in place, almost as if they've been scared to death.
This isn't me.
At this point,
No.
Hilbert turns the corner and meets your eye in the mask, looks around, and sees everything you've done, and breaks down. You see him at the feet of the Drake wearing the horror show mask, crying, saying how much he believed in you and how much he believed you could be a hero. And this is what you choose, and this is what you do.
Hilbert! He can't hear me, can he?
None of them can hear you. You're all alone. But that's okay, so are they. Let's check back in, shall we? Alex, you're staring out the window,
Yes.
waiting for the inevitable police chase to come by. What do you do? Keep in mind, you did just see a poof in the window.
Right.
Or staring out over the horizon.
Right. So, Alex is gonna, walk outside, but he's not gonna pay any attention to the accident, even though, he can probably hear it and whatever. He's actually going to kind of, look out over the horizon again, try to focus in on that.
Okay, so you look out over the horizon, and it's blurry. It's almost like trying to focus without your glasses on, to use an analogy.
Yeah.
So everyone here understands.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And you can't quite focus on that. And then you hear the and then you hear of the car
Right.
crashing into the tree.
So Alex gives a bit of a jump at that, but he's really not trying to look towards it at all, as he's still kind of staring out over the horizon to try to see if he could see what he just saw again.
One second here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you see this, and you look out over the horizon again. And as you look out over the horizon, you squint your eyes and you focus, and it's really, really blurry, but you think, ever so slightly, you think you see a mountain.
A mountain that wouldn't normally be in Bay City, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Right, so.
A mountain out over where the ocean would be in the Midland.
Gotcha.
Drake.
I was going to say Alex starts off running, but that's fine.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm bouncing back and forth for
you're fine.
For dramatic effect. Drake, horror show, looks at you, walks up next to you, caresses his ghostly fingers across your face, It's cold and clammy, and quite possibly the freakiest thing that's ever happened to you.
Could you not do that, please?
How do you think your friend feels reliving his father's accident over and over, powerless to help?
I'd actually like to assess the situation here.
Go right ahead. You look around, and it's hard to see anything, as all you see are these 4 mirrors, and it's hard to focus through the tears. And with that, Alex, you see this mountain, and it begins to come into focus. And just as it does, you hear in your head, "Oh, don't worry about that. For you see, the more you run to the mountain, the farther away it will get. There's an easy way to end this, though. All of this is because of your friend, Drake. This is his fault that you're living this." So, Alex, since I have a hard move banked from this failed assess roll, I'm using it here. Do you have afraid marked?
I think I marked hopeless. So no.
All right, so you're marking afraid now because you know what that voice is.
Right.
You know, like, you've all heard the horror show voice. You know what that is.
There's also no reason he's going to believe him, but yes.
Right, but what's scary is the fact that he's talking in your head,
right,
when he's never done that before, and you're in a place called the Nightmare.
Right.
So putting 2 and 2 together,
yeah,
like, you might not believe him, it's still scary as hell. So you see that mountain, you hear horror show whispering in your head. Gianna, we go back to you. You're looking into these red, demonic eyes of Chibi. And you swear you saw Alex for a minute. And you look, and you swear that his pupils are shaped like the skyline of Bay City. But it's only for a brief second. And then Chibi looks up at you. And smiles a toothy, fangy smile at you.
She just kind of shakes her head as she clearly knows that something is wrong. This isn't supposed to be that way.
What isn't supposed to be that way?
Where are we?
I told you already. We're atop the Dreaming Palace.
Right. But where are we?
Atop the Dreaming Palace, in the middle of the world, merged together between my world, your world, and your friend's little realm of make-believe.
Where's Alex?
Your friend? The one who was desperate to save everybody? The same place he was the last time you and I spoke in the dreaming. And through the same door that the hollow hunter walked through, confidently strides Oubliette. Walks through does that weird sort of like stretchy shadow thing to get up right next to you. And in a weird combination that is the oubliette bubbly voice and Alex says to you, I didn't know you cared.
You're not Alex! She tries to push it away from her.
Oh, but I am. Remember, he said he wanted to save everyone, and I gave him exactly what he wanted.
No, there's something wrong here. No, we can undo this. I can undo this. And she starts trying to focus in. And remembering back... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
She's remembering back to like when Sassy was possessed and she wanted to save him. And when Alex was gone and she was trying to reach him desperately. And now that Drake is gone and she's trying to reach deep back into that place deep inside of her. To try to like store up her energy to like basically try to rip back into reality.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
So that's the determination going through Gianna. We see all these memories. Drake, you're watching this. And Horror Show is aptly providing you with the dream sequences of all of these memories Gianna is thinking of. And he looks at you. What's the big difference between everything she's thinking about and where she is now?
I don't know, you freak. And Drake is going... Go ahead.
Right now, she's alone because of you.
But she isn't alone. And Drake is going to provoke. Drake is going to slam face first into Giada's mirror, just throwing his body at it.
You hit this mirror like you've fallen into a TV screen, and Horror Show looks at you. And smiles. You can say that all you want. She's alone because of you. And she's going to remain alone because of you. Just like your friend Hilbert. Just like your friend Alex. And Jace. And Charlie. And everybody else you've let down. Because of your choices.
We're a team.
You could have fooled me. You are not a team. When was the last time you did anything that resembled a team? Gianna, we'll go back to you.
Okay.
As you go through all these memories about all these things you've done.
And it occurs to me too, but go on.
A thought, a little voice in your head. One you've never heard before, but I'll tell you, you recognize.
Mm-hmm.
You hear in your head. And it's Chibi, but not good Chibi. Demonic Chibi. And you hear, that might be true. But there, you had all of your friends. Now it's just you, alone, with nobody. And I need you to mark hopeless. Taking the other hard move I had stored.
Gianna's trying to do something kind of bad right now, too.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I'm actually going to do here is you both set up for this. So now I'm going to have both Alex and Gianna roll the Endless Void move. But this time what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll plus your highest label. Remember, you have the +1 forward with it as well.
Right, and the spending hold thing too.
That will happen after the rolls.
Okay. Oh.
Because it's like spending team.
Oh, okay.
So we're both rolling our highest labels, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Hold on, let me make sure. That's without the thing, right?
Without the condition, you get the +1 forward, but if you have the condition applied to it, you don't have to worry about that.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
All right, do you want to go first? Okay.
I am.
Yes. Okay, so... And the +1 forward has been spent. Ooh, I needed it.
Remember, you cannot choose option 2 unless someone has spent hold to help you. Remember, it also costs a condition to spend the hold, and in Gianna's case, it will cost a condition to choose one.
That's fine.
But doesn't somebody else have to use a hold on her?
Yeah, we have to use a hold on each other.
Exactly.
So is this a one of those things I do narratively? I'm not, or
I at least have a narrative reason why Gianna would do it because of what she's.
Well, I was just thinking. Yeah. Well, I was thinking of why Alex would be reaching out.
He doesn't have to.
Oh, okay.
Actually, we could do this. We can do this one after the other.
That's what I was
Gianna goes
thinking.
first and reaches Alex. He might be inspired to reach her.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, gonna spend the hold and take the Uko conditions with Gianna, and she's actually doing something that she kind of told herself she wouldn't do, but she right now sees it as the only way. She's diving in mentally head first into the acceptance of the fact that her mother has these same powers, and her mother turned out as strong as this, and Gianna knows that it's her. It's her next step, so to speak. Like, I'm better than you. I can take what you've given me and do it better. She's accepting almost her mother's role in the sense of what she can do to the world.
Okay. Alex, as you're looking at this mountain, and you're trying, and this crash, and you've heard the voice in your head, suddenly, out of the bushes in front of your house, appears something you recognize. Chibi.
Oh. Like, actual Chibi, or?
You're not sure if it's actual Chibi or...
Well, okay.
Yeah. It's not evil Chibi. It's good Chibi.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. He looks up at you, wide-eyed, and just starts pointing towards the mountain and starts taking off.
So, as he does it, he's like, Alex starts running, like, Chibi, shoulder!
He does the cool thing where he jumps up, and as you run underneath him, he lands.
Perfect. Like, Alex just keeps going as if he expected this.
And he's pointing full speed ahead, and somehow in the span of jumping and landing, he's now got goggles on.
Nobody questions this. Like, as Alex is running as fast as he can with or without his normal Janus speed.
So as you're heading towards this mountain, it seems to be getting closer and closer. And you look, and you are reaching the edge of the beach. And on the mountain, you look and you see this mountain. And at the very top of the mountain, you're not sure how this works, but the black cloud above the mountain, goes up next to the peak and perfectly forms a poof.
Is that going to be my symbol or something now?
It's the poof symbol!
It's the poof symbol!
So Gianna's secret hideout is now a salon.
Yep. Well, tune in next week for the new Bay City Chronicles, Gigi and the Poofs.
Poofettes.
So you're standing out at the edge of this ocean with Chibi on your shoulders, pointing frantically towards the mountain and the cloud poof.
Yeah, it's just Alex is just going to keep on. Oh, is this okay? So Alex just starts screaming out, like, Gianna!
Okay, so mechanically speaking, that's you reaching out to her, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Okay. So Gianna.
Yep. Gianna, I'm guessing
hears
hears at least.
the voice.
Yeah. And she immediately shouts back out, Alex! I'm going to save you!
Other way around!
As this
Smiley
happens.
face!
This happens. And the worlds around you drop. And you look. And you guys were mirrors 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
You're standing next to each other in what appears to be a black room. And you look in front of where you are standing. And you see Drake. And a ghostly figure talking to him. Drake seems to be staring at something. Drake! You look at the mirrors of Gianna and Alex. And it's like the DVD got reset. They start over. See, all of this is because of you.
So wait, we're standing there watching this happen.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not even gonna let that happen. I'm like, Alex is just gonna. Okay.
No, what's he gonna? He can try to do something.
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, this is not the appropriate time for the thing you mentioned.
No, I'm not doing that. I just want to walk up to Drake and shake him.
No, you can't. He's through a one-way. It's like he's through a one-way mirror.
Okay, I thought you said we were standing next to him.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no. It looks like you're standing next to him. Yeah, you're next to each other. It looks like you're near Drake. When you go up, it's like you're seeing him through a one-way mirror.
Okay.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, are we next? Are Gianna and me next to each other, or is it
you're next to Gianna?
Okay.
So it'll be fine.
We can touch each other?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just immediately hugging her, by the way.
Yeah, you two are right there together.
Oh, she's gonna hug him too.
Is Chippy still on my shoulder?
No, Chibi's in her poof.
Oh, okay, good.
He should be.
But he still has the goggles on.
Good. Alex sees this like, you know what? I don't even know how that happened. I don't care.
Yeah. Drake doesn't see this. Drake sees the mirrors reset.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at you. Look at what you've caused. Because of the choices that you made. Because you were too afraid to do what you needed to and instead opted for the easy way. And now I have got a delicious 6-course meal. Charlie, Chase, Alex, Gianna, Hilbert, Drake.
Yes, we can count here.
Jamie couldn't, apparently. I could see them. Who'd you forget?
Which one? I forgot Hilbert.
You forgot Hilbert.
Suddenly, Hilbert takes a powerful blow for no reason.
Yep. He's now missing from the torso up, or from the torso down.
Yeah.
Drake falls to his knees.
Are you? You can't stop this, you know. All you have to do is what you should have done before you broke my mask. Before you broke my offer.
I should have been. I could have been. So much more.
But you aren't. 1 second.
It's loud.
Somebody didn't see the commercial at the beginning of the movie.
Please place your phones in silent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you like to know what that phone call was about?
I'm imagining it's something. Were they calling about your
car insurance
extended warranty?
No, my sister was hoping I knew someone who had Apple TV. And, quote, I'd like that by tonight, please. Apparently a new Tom Holland movie came out and she has to watch it.
Of course.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Anyway, as I was saying, you're right. You could have been, but you didn't. And you weren't. And you never will be.
I was wrong.
And as he says this, he takes another big from the mirrors. You guys, Gianna and Alex, you see this long string of black essence basically get slurped out of Drake and into this figure who now, instead of becoming a corporeal figure on this pale horse, fully materializes. And you realize that fear incarnate is just one part of what you were dealing with. It was the part that was left. But as he absorbs all of this fear, he fully materializes. And sitting atop this pale horse is a cloaked rider with a very, very big scythe.
Gianna,
Yes.
I've seen this in a movie once.
What movie?
I don't know. I just thought that was a really good line to say right now.
Okay. I think that's Death.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. I don't remember the horse part though.
As Drake
Death rides on a
drops
pale horse.
to his knees, Death finally jumps off the horse, gripping the scythe,
Oh,
standing behind Drake,
I want to break the mirror.
Check.
and goes to swing down at the back of Drake's neck.
Oh,
Yeah.
can we do anything?
We're going to. I have good.
As the scythe hits Drake, you see the return of the dragon that destroyed Enteris, standing in between Drake and Death.
Ooh.
And the dragon speaks. This one has wronged us, but he is not yours today, Death. And the dragon snaps the scythe in half and re-enters Drake's body.
Mechanically, what are you doing?
I am unlocking my moment of recognition.
Please read what that says. And remember, treat this like a moment of truth.
It isn't about the powers. It isn't about the tech. It isn't about the abilities. It's about being a damn hero. And you're going to show them that with each punch, with each kick, with each second, you claim back more of who you are. And at the end of it, you'll have your power back, but nobody is likely to forget that you helped lead people without them. That's a lot to carry, even with super strength.
The scene is now yours to run.
As you see the powers re-enter Drake, he turns around. Glowing golden eyes, staring at Horror-Show, and all you see in Horror-Show's face is fear itself.
For the first time ever, I might add.
Drake picks up the dagger. Not the dagger, the half of the scythe that the dragon broke.
I was going to say, what dagger?
The sickle half.
The
Right,
sickle.
yeah.
And slices the dagger straight through Horror-Show's mask and face. You may have the floor back, Teach.
As the mask falls to the ground, split in twain, the magic holding everybody in their mirrors shatters. Gianna and Alex, you've seen what just happened. Standing around you in the same black void are Hilbert and Chase and Charlie, all wondering what's going on. And they see in front of them this glowing, majestic dragon in front of the fading, falling cloak of what used to be death. And the remnants of his pale horse fading away into the mist. And as the horse fades and death falls, the storm of the nightmare begins to dissipate, and the screams around you begin to fade. You don't know whether or not this means no one will ever have a nightmare again, but you do know, at least for tonight, there'll be peaceful dreams around the world. And standing together now, Chase Cassidy, finally rescued, Charlie, his younger self, Hilbert, Gianna, Alex, and Kaiser.
GG.
Fake.
Or is that the Kaiser thing?
It is.
Did you just kill Death?
You're back! And she hugs him.
I'm sorry for everything.
So Alex runs
Drake
up to
looks.
Drake.
Drake looks at Hilbert, and I'm most of all sorry for you. Thank you for believing in me.
He has this look on his face, smiles. I knew that wasn't real. I knew it.
None of this is. We have a job to do together.
Alex will go, what's left? Oh God. It's
It is.
yeah.
We have him.
No, there's something else we're gonna do while we're here.
We're gonna go beat Dreamweaver,
Yeah.
and we're gonna do it together.
That wasn't her.
And that's where we end the comic.
Ooh.
It was behind him, like Charlie's like staring at Chase, like I hate you. As he's saying together, like.
Yep. On behalf of the whole crew here at Bay City Comics, Chameleon Ice, OPT Lawyer, and Norastra, I am TGE, reminding everybody to, of course, as always, keep hailing. And a special announcement, please keep your eyes and ears, if you're watching this live, to our Twitter feed tomorrow, Monday, March 1st, because I believe Nora and I, and if we can get these other two if they're not working, are going to be doing something a little bit fun. We're going to be doing what I'm calling Behind the Screen. There's going to be a little bit of an after show to discuss the thought process and what went into not just this episode, but all the episodes we've streamed over the past week. Unfortunately, this week it's only this one. So again, keep an eye out on the Twitter for that. That's going to be coming to you hopefully tomorrow. But again, have a good one, everybody.
Laters.